Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1AAuto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the power steering box on this 1966 Pontiac GTO. And the items that you'll need for this is a 5/8 inch and 11/16 inch flare wrenches, 1/2 inch and 9/16 inch wrenches, 7/16 inch socket and ratchet, 1 3/8 inch socket and impact driver, drip pan, flat blade screwdriver, pry bar, Pitman Arm Puller, torque wrench, and jack stands.
And this procedure is basically the same, although tools may differ for any GM vehicle that uses this style power steering gear, and that can be from the late 50s up through the early 80s.
So the first step is going to be to disconnect the lines from the pump to the steering box. And I've got a flare wrench, it's 11/16 and 5/8. And I'm going to do the pressure line first. And I have I've got a drip pan underneath, because as soon as I do this, it's going to squirt out fluid. You're going to want to undo the steering flange. So there's a bolt with a nut on it right here. And you can see my new one here, bolt and a nut. You'll want somebody in the car to hold it while you're doing this, and then you'll turn the steering wheel 180 degrees and undo the other one. Okay, so I've got somebody in the car holding the steering wheel, 1/2 inch on this one. Once they come loose, you'll probably need another wrench to hold the bolt while you undo the other one. I'm going to remove the Pitman arm bolt, and you can do this by hand. Basically, you pull on it, it'll just turn the steering. But the easiest way is to use a impact driver. You need to separate the Pitman arm from the box. Pitman arm puller. Put it on there. Get it seated. Now remove these 1, 2, 3, 5/8 bolts. Alright, so the owner of this car wants this correct 12-point bolt on the new coupling, so I'm going to take it out. Okay. And then take out this incorrect bolt. I'm just going to leave it out for now. Just make sure it fits in there. And it does. Just leave it out for now. Okay, so there's a flat spot on the shaft here. The coupling has a flat spot. If you need to widen it out, put a large screwdriver in there, put it in a vise, pull the screwdriver to widen it out a little bit. And just make sure that you line up the flat spot in the coupling with the flat spot on the box. I'm going to tighten this preliminarily for now. I'll tighten it all the way up once everything's installed in the cover. And just remove these two bolts. We're going to want to center the box, so I've turned the steering box all the way to the right, and then we'll count the turns going to the left. Half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. Okay. And just a little less than 3. Okay, so if we go back 1, or half, 1, and then just a little less. That should be centered right there, and we can see that these marks are pointing straight forward and straight across, which is lined up with our Pitman arm. Okay, so I'm looking up and I've got my larger bolt here, smaller bolt, and my larger bolt is on that side and my smaller bolt holes on that side, so that all looks good. So I'll put the box up and in. I'm not so worried about it being connected yet. Okay, with it partially up in, I'm going to take my lowest bolt here, which is easiest for me to see. Okay, I can see it coming through the frame on the other side. Put the box into my Pitman arm. And I guess I can try and line up. Trying to get it into place and get this bolt started, and I've got that, so I'm just gonna drive this bolt in a little bit so I know it's well seated. Okay. All right, so after that, actually I can feel my larger bolt actually through the steering shaft, so that's good. So now I'm just gonna put the last two bolts on here, tighten them up, and then put my Pitman arm bolt back on here and tighten it up. And torque these to 75 foot-pounds. Okay, so this small bolt is still kind of sticking through, so I should just be able to move around the steering shaft a little bit. Might have to turn it. It's going through, it just needs to be turned. Okay, so you can have your friend get back in the car and turn the steering wheel so we can get the nuts on. Okay, these have lock nuts, but you can see they're just barely through, so what you can do is actually put the nut on, tighten it up, and then back it back off, put the lock nut on, and put the nut back on. tightening up, it just pulls that bolt through some, so it's easier to get the lock nut on, the lock washer. Alright, so we're just going to check this bolt, even though we didn't loosen it. It's a good idea. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then we're going to turn the wheel. So we're looking at this one and tighten it right up. So we'll torque this to 30 foot-pounds. Take the plugs out of the steering box. Okay, so you can't really hook this up incorrect because one fitting is larger than the other, but the larger line goes towards the inside of the car. And you want to make sure that you route this one up here, you want to go right in between where this is wide and this bolt. So you have as little heat as possible getting close to that line.
And make sure you check and tighten up the other end of the line as well.
Okay, and here's our low pressure line fitting. Okay, so we're going to put a clamp on it. Clamp. Put the hose down on the fitting. Figure out how we can get the plier down here.
We're using the correct style pinching band clamps. If you just use a regular screw-in hose clamp, that'll work fine.
Torque the Pitman arm bolt to 140 foot-pounds. Now we can fill the reservoir. And don't overfill it.
Okay, after you fill it once, start the vehicle up, shut it off, fill it again. Probably repeat that twice until you can move the steering wheel easily. Then run the steering wheel back and forth a couple times, top it off again, drive it some, and just check it the first few times you drive it and make sure it's filled up. We hope this video helps you out. Brought to you by oneauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free, 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.